I know that you really are very fond, very passionate of archaeology, and that's why you've got this interest for Balzi's Venus, which is not far from where we are now.
Right.
Can you tell me more about this passion and how it translates into your art?
Well, it's interesting because when I first landed here about 10 years ago, I opened up a book that I had gotten from my mother's house, which was Wonderful Places in Italy. And I had just moved here, so I grabbed the book from her house and opened up the first page, and it was Balzi Rossi. Never heard of Balzi Rossi. And I thought, well, this looks interesting, I wonder where it is. And then I found out that I was sitting right on top of it.
Oh, wow.
So that was the first thing.
Because you were already here, of course.
I've always loved archaeological things. I did digs in Texas, also created a logo for the state of Texas for their Archaeological Society. And I have memories from cave paintings in France when I was traveling with my mother very early on. And so it's always been something of interest for me.
That's good. So now it comes back as a piece in your exhibition. So what sort of hints at archaeology do we have in this exhibition?
Well, and also just being here and seeing the site, and also the museums having the little tiny figurines that were found back in the probably late 1800s, early 1900s, from 29,000 to 25,000 years ago. And then people would travel with them, and you've got the fertility goddess and the idea that perhaps a woman at that time, in order to survive with a child, if she gained a lot of weight, then since she wouldn't know where her next meal was coming from, that was an incentive for other women, and so they carved these figurines. Now, of course, it's only a theory.
Yeah, of course.
But you can kind of grasp that, because yes, in order for someone to survive in that kind of a situation where they hadn't developed too much in the tool front yet, you would need to have those extra pounds.
Yeah, of course. And this is what we see in your sculpture, Balzi's Venus,
yes,
isn't it?
correct.
Which is, we have quite a very big one as well, haven't
Right,
we?
yes, we do.
Yes. Which is, what material is it made of?
I have used a lot of clay and a lot of concrete to build my sculptures, and of course on armature, and then many of them I do turn into bronzes. So probably one of them, we haven't decided which size, will become bronze at some point.
That's really very interesting, and hopefully we will see one then when it will be ready.
Yes.
So let's move on from archaeology into something that I particularly like, which is this group of paintings, which is called Pas de Deux. And if I'm not wrong, it's 5 paintings, isn't it? And sculptures that go with it. And my favorite, I have to say, is the 5th one, which is Enlightenment, and it's just gorgeous. And can you tell us more about these paintings and where the inspiration comes from?
Sure. The original came actually from a Beatles song called Let's Come Together. And it's about, everybody getting together right now, understanding each other, etc. So I've taken it beyond just the original, and this is kind of like a second generation of the concept, where I've incorporated it kind of into a dance theme, Pas de Deux being actually a classic ballet, meaning a dance done, with the partner.
In a couple.
Yeah, in a couple. So there's actually a double entendres with this, because Pas de Deux, also the pairing of the statue with the canvas, and each canvas and each statue starts with total chaos, where you know, the poor little girl's kind of like this, the statue, and then the canvas is just wild and crazy. And then you see this relaxation, and basically you get into a progression, discovery, understanding, you know, where there's an exchange, people get to know each other and trade information. The fear is gone at the end. It's a illuminating situation. There's total harmony, and we would hope some form of peace between different people and a bearing of differences.
This is my final question. Considering the progression that you've taken us through, that is, you know, from archaeology, so the past, and then this pas de deux, which could symbolize our current lives, and then migration, which is like the never-ending story of humanity as well as of nature, then what is the message of this exhibition for you?
Just raising awareness that we all are on this earth together, and that we really do have to take care of each other, also to take care of our earth so that we can remain here, and just for people to be accepting.
Thank you very much, Patricia.
Yep.
It was a great pleasure.
Okay.